HOOPSFEST welcomed fans back into PEPSI Arena as both men's and women's basketball teams gave the crowd a preview of the season to come.
A team on campus has tripled in size over the last few years. We'll tell you what that means for what its members can do on the field and on the court.
And a historic rock wall on campus looks a little different. A car accident has changed the look of Friars Field. And that's where we begin our show today. Hello, I'm Michele Barletta.
And I'm Madison Norris. A car demolished part of the rock wall on the east side of Friars Field on Saturday. The single car crash sent one person to the hospital. Emergency responders had to use the jaws of life to safely remove two passengers. The men were trapped under the dashboard. Police say the truck traveled through the stop sign at 20th and Elm at a high speed. Neither passenger was wearing their seatbelt. The scene is blocked with crime tape and barriers. There is no word on what QU plans to do with the wall moving forward. If you study in the Student Success Center, you will have to find a new temporary study location. The SSC will be closed until further notice due to flooding. The flooding was caused by the rain from Saturday and Sunday's thunderstorms. Student development will be located in Friars Hall, room 121. The Quest Center staff will be in Francis Hall, room 135. Supplemental instruction classes will be held in Francis Hall, room 208. Students with tutoring appointments between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. will meet their tutors in Francis Hall, room 121. Appointments after 5 p.m. will meet their tutors in Francis Hall, room 347.
And despite reports of sinus infections and colds on campus, COVID testing continues to show no active cases on campus. As of Monday this week, all COVID tests administered on campus showed negative results. Tests are administered to unvaccinated and partially vaccinated campus members. The latest round of surveillance testing involved 130 students, faculty, and staff last week. And any tests taken off campus are not included in QU totals. 12 students have tested positive for COVID-19 since the semester began. As of Monday, there is one active student case for QU and one student currently in quarantine. QU's current all-campus vaccination rate is 83%.
The Hawks hosted their annual Hoop Fest this past week. The celebration was the first for the new women's coach and welcomed back the fans in attendance. Last Thursday, Quincy University hosted its annual Hoop Fest event to get family, friends, fans, and fun back into PEPSI. The arena was roaring with cheers throughout the duration of the night while classical games were played.
And so to see the crowd to show up and show out like they did for Hoop Fest was pretty cool. I know obviously it was my first one, so I thought it was great. But I know in talking to men's basketball, Coach Hellenthal said he's been here 6 years and it was by far the best one. So it gets loud, which is exciting. That's kind of a little bit of like a sixth man. And, you know, I tell our ladies all the time, I'm excited about fans being back. I mean, they work hard daily and they deserve to be rewarded.
The Hawks men's and women's basketball team debuted their 2021-2022 roster in an attempt to show fans what they have to look forward to this season on the court. The men's basketball team will make its first appearance on the court on November 2nd against SIUE. The women's will compete in their first matchup a week later against Ursuline University. Both teams are playing this season with fans back in the stands. Coming up, a team on campus is cheering about its Jumpin' members.
That's right. When we come back, we find out what it takes to get a crowd on its feet for the Hawks.
My name is Noah Gershman, and I am a junior at Quincy University. Yeah, so Coach Ruppel is actually also from Las Vegas, so we were able to really connect based upon that alone. When it really came down to it, I just decided I want to play for Coach Ruppel over all the other schools I was talking to. 3 years in, and I love it, honestly. I love my teammates. I love the friends I've also made off the team. I enjoy the tight-knit community that QU has to offer. What's really got me most excited about this upcoming season is honestly our freshmen. Coach recruited a great class, and since the day they showed up on campus, they've just brought a certain fire with themselves, and it's just kept all the upperclassmen honest and forced them to work a little bit harder.
We, the people, are guaranteed 5 freedoms in the First Amendment.
Freedom of speech.
Freedom of religion.
Freedom of the press.
Freedom to peaceably assemble.
Freedom to petition the government.
Only the United States has these 5 freedoms so simply bound together and guaranteed. Think first. Learn more at thinkfirstamendment.org.
If you have been around campus for the last 6 years, you have probably watched the cheerleading team evolve. Since 2016, the cheer program has tripled in size. The team has grown from 6 members to 18 members in the past 6 seasons. The increase in size has had a positive effect on the team's skill level.
It's really great for us, not only for recruiting purposes, but also for when we're doing stunts at different games. It gives us more options to do different things that really wow the crowd throughout the season.
The steady increase in recruitment has allowed the team to focus on mastering new stunts and pyramids to perform at games. The team is hopeful that the program will continue to grow for next season. If you are interested in trying out for the cheer team, contact Coach PILAR BRUMBAUGH.
The game of soccer lives in the heart of the REIS family in Quincy.
Taylor REIS has made a transition from QU player to QU coach, and he's had his family by his side the whole way. After spending 2 years as a graduate assistant, Taylor REIS is now in his first season as the full-time assistant coach of the QU men's soccer team. Soccer runs in his family bloodline, and REIS has been in love with the game since he was a child.
Ever since I could start walking, probably 2 or 3 when I'm moving around, I think my dad had me in it, and I've just been submersed in it my whole life.
After years of playing the game, REIS still has a place in the locker room, and he still laces up his boots almost every single day. But now it's to coach, even if he does still have the skill. Taylor REIS spent almost his whole life playing soccer, spending 3 years at Quincy University, helping the team to a 2014 NCAA Final Four appearance and winning the Conference Player of the Year in the following year. However, now REIS uses his skills differently and from the sidelines, as the current QU men's soccer assistant coach. In his short career as a coach, REIS has created some amazing memories from the sidelines, with none being more special than the one he shares with his dad, Greg.
My first year coaching was with my dad at Quincy Notre Dame, and was lucky enough to have a really good team. We went to the state final and ended up winning it. So to have that with him is pretty special.
Working under the current head coach, Mike Carpenter, is allowing REIS to grow, but having his own team one day is his ultimate goal.
Just to be able to have my own team and put my stamp on things is something that I've always dreamt about. So
REIS is grateful for the support of his dad and the influence he's had in shaping his career.
He pushed me to be the soccer player I was, the coach I am today.
Taylor REIS hopes he can help bring success to the QU men's soccer team in the next few years.
In the fall, we have the chance to enjoy some things that we never get the opportunity to throughout the year. However, the Quincy University Music Department gave us a performance that I'm sure most would appreciate. QUTV's Michael Wheeler tells us more.
Quincy University Hawk Express Band commenced their 2021 jazz recital on Sunday, October 24th at the Connie Neiman Center for Music. The city received nearly 3 inches of rain, which made it the perfect day to enjoy listening to soothing sounds from the jazz band. Directed by Associate Professor of Music, Dr. Christine Daum, the band put on a show for the members of the crowd, performing a total of 9 songs in which varied in both style and composition. Familiar faces were in the building, showing that this was a well-anticipated event in which the community was excited to witness. Members of the band shared this kind of excitement and were eager to showcase how much work they truly put in.
It's something that sounds like it doesn't require a lot of energy or time, but it's something that requires quite a devotion, and you got to really just take your time and learn what you're good at and how you best can practice.
One song in particular that was moving to the crowd was a song composed by the late Errol Garner called Misty, which was performed by QU student Kobe Scholes.
I've played piano for 8 years now. I've done a lot of playing and singing, so it came natural to do that. And then we just kind of, you wait until you find the song that really hits your heartstrings and makes you feel good, and then started practicing and put it with the band finally, and it's connected ever since.
The band had been practicing since the beginning of the semester, and with the amount of time, effort, and determination, the Quincy University Jazz Band showed that it was time to bless the community with the passion for jazz that they all shared. Micah Wheeler, QUTV News, Quincy.
We have seen some pretty cool and dreary weather lately.
That's right, Michele. I am hoping today's sunshine sticks around. Micah Wheeler will have the weather for us when we come back. You know, guys, the weather has really taken a turn lately. I don't mind the cold weather, but I miss the sunshine.
I know, and even when the sun does shine, it's still really cold outside.
Right, we are experiencing that late October weather, but as you can see from my tie, I'm ready to enjoy Halloween as it's coming up. And if you take a look at this graphic, you'll see exactly what type of weather we're experiencing. We're seeing some cool temperatures. It is continuing to drop, as Michele said, and you just might want to bundle up because it's getting real cool outside. But as I said, looking at today's headlines, we have cool temperatures. It is dropping. Today we just have a little bit of sun. It might not last because throughout the week it will get a little cloudy. Looking at today's temperature, we have a high of 62 and a low of 46. The average around this time is usually a few degrees higher, which is 74. The low around this time is a few degrees higher as well at a 56. And the record high, still witnessing some of those summer temperatures that I was talking about in previous weeks, with a high of 85 in 2010 and a low in 2015 of 46, which is around the same as today. Today's temperatures, as I said, there are clouds in the sky. It is kind of sunny, partly cloudy, winds coming in from the south of 18 miles per hour. So you might want to bundle up because it is chilly, regardless of how much sun we get. Come Wednesday or tonight, the temperature will drop to a 46 and rain will come in. Winds coming in from the south of 10 miles per hour. The rain will continue to slide into tomorrow's weather as well with a high of 51. It will remain rainy in the morning, but it might go away later on in the evening. We never know though, dealing with Quincy. Winds coming in from the northwest of 14 miles per hour. Looking at our event forecast, we have Friday with a high of 52, just a little bit of drizzle. Friday evening, it'll drop down to 46. The drizzle will go away, but the clouds will remain in the sky. Come Saturday, it'll be partly cloudy with a high of 57, so you might want to bundle up. On Thursday, as I said, sunny day, high of 62, low of 48. Friday, drizzle in the sky, high of 51, low of 46. Come Saturday, drizzle will remain in the sky, might clear up later, with a high of 52 and a low of 42. Looking at our 7-day forecast, we see that the drizzle will go away on Sunday with a high of 57 and a low of 37. That is a significant drop. It'll continue to do the same thing come Monday with a high of 56 and a low of 35. On Tuesday, we see that it is a high of 49 and a low of 34. And on Wednesday, we see is a high of 48 and a low of 34 as well. Now, the temperature is dropping as we all see. So you might want to invest wisely in some coats, parkas, scarves, and ski masks. And that is all we have for today's weather.
Well, thank you, Micah. And I gotta say, I love that tie almost as much as I love the sunshine.
I appreciate it.
Coming up next, a rough weekend for the Hawks in several sports.
Eric Stafford joins us with match and game results from the past week. women's volleyball 5-game win streak unfortunately ended on Saturday after a tough match against Rockhurst.
And football adds on another loss on Saturday against University of Indianapolis. QUTV's Eric Stafford is here with highlights and more. Eric?
We do have some tough losses to talk about, but QU's cross-country team was able to participate in the GLVC cross-country championship over the weekend. We'll get to that, but first, volleyball. The Hawks held on to their win streak against Southwest Baptist last Friday. Sarah Brown was unstoppable with 14 kills and 3 blocks. As a team, the Hawks had 8 service aces with no errors. But on Saturday, QU women's volleyball played a tough match against Rockhurst and took a hard loss. Emma Wiesenbergen finished the game with the highest hitting percentage. Michaela Macabalo was pushing for a win with 42 total assists. American Galvin was all over the court and collected 21 digs on the defensive. But Rockhurst stopped the Hawks' winning streak by winning the match. The Hawks' next match is October 30th in the PEPSI Arena at 3 p.m. Turning to football, Quincy University played University of Indianapolis in a blowout game last Saturday. The Hawks could not stop the number 1 running back in the GLVC. The Hawks are on a 3-game losing streak, falling 1-3 in the GLVC. The Hawks' high-scoring offense failed to put up points when needed. Star wide receiver Eugene Witherspoon got injured and is out for the remainder of the season. Hawks have not beat UIndy since 2014, and the streak continues. The Hawks face on Truman State on the road next Saturday. Men's soccer was in action at home to start the weekend on Friday. They beat Rockhurst University 5-1. The Hawks came out aggressive and on point the entire time. All 5 goals came from 5 different people. The teamwork and chemistry was amazing. That is something a coach can look at and be very much proud of. Quincy's Senior Day game finished early with heavy storms on Sunday against William Jewell, looking to face off next against DREARY on Friday. The QU women's soccer team had a long weekend planned on Friday and Sunday against Rockhurst and William Jewell. The Lady Hawks were able to capture their 5th and 6th win of the season, beating both Rockhurst and William Jewell. The women finished Senior Day off the right way. The Lady Hawks play 3 more games next week to wrap up the season. The women's bowling team traveled to McKendree University to compete in their first opener. The Rolling Hawks finished 12th out of 16 teams. Caroline Alvarado averaged 181.2 pins, leading the way in the Bearcats Hammer Open. The cross-country team traveled to Romeoville, Illinois to compete in the GLVC Championship. The Hawks men's team finished 13th out of 14 teams, and the women's finished 14th. Timothy Legament was QU's top finisher of the championship day. He finished the 8K race in a time of 26 minutes.
Thanks, Eric. It sounds like a tough weekend out for the Hawks, but hopefully this coming weekend we'll be able to get some good results.
Coming up, some 4-legged Halloween costumes, all for a good cause.
A horse is a horse, of course, unless it's around Halloween.
A South Dakota Riding Academy hosts an event where equines trade their saddles for costumes. Jeffrey Lindenblum reports.
Magical unicorn.
Halloween's here a week early for these horses.
Give them a magical smile.
I know for myself personally, there's a special interaction that happens between horse and man.
Volunteers and clients at the Suncatcher Therapeutic Riding Academy have come in costumes and have dressed up horses for a friendly competition.
If you're in costume, such as myself, you get extra coupons, and you get to vote in our buckets here for the horses. Whichever horse gets the most votes wins best dressed of the day.
So everyone is getting an opportunity to choose their favorite costume. Well, almost everyone.
I actually do not as executive director. I have to remain a neutral party. Go. boy. You'll notice our horses all have had more than a couple birthdays, which is fantastic for our riders.
Because riders with disabilities can find a therapeutic comfort by forging a bond with a horse. And since most individuals who seek that comfort are generally not experienced with horses, age becomes a benefit, since oftentimes it goes hand in hand with a more relaxed animal.
Their therapy happens while we're at a walk. We're leading the horses, and it's able to help our clients mentally, emotionally, physically.
She says the relationship can be summed up well through one of her favorite quotes.
There's something about the outside of the horse that's good for the inside of the man.
She's been the executive director of the Academy for just a few weeks, but is grateful for the help from the community, especially volunteers from Ellsworth Air Force Base and South Dakota State University's nursing program.
All of our volunteers who are here who have done so much work with the horses and meeting some of our clients for the first time today, it's absolutely incredible, the passion that people have to help other people within our community, and I'm really excited to be part of that. There's a different sense of purpose, a different sense of belonging to something that's much bigger than us. We can continue to grow that and help our community even more.
The non-profit Riding Academy is also hosting a chili and soup feed on November 2nd.
You know, I love animals and all the horses looked amazing, but I gotta say the skeleton kinda took my eye.
Yeah, I agree. I say he definitely took home the prize bucket of carrots that day.
Yeah, it's that time of season, we need to go get a horse.
I know, and you know what? If I wasn't in the Halloween spirit before, I definitely am now. Thanks for watching QUTV. Follow us on social media and on channel 1901 on the Comcast system on campus. Have a great day.